This amazing plant will produce some beautiful flowers that look like this. What's up, fam? Guys, we've been talking about the amazing benefits of the castor oil plant forever, but a lot of us have no idea where castor oil comes from. Well, this is the castor oil plant, guys. It is an amazingly beautiful plant, but it is one of those plants that you do have to be careful about. And one of the questions that we constantly get from the people who have seen this plant is, how do you turn castor beans into castor oil? Guys, I'm gonna tell you, it is a process, and in order to do the process, you probably need to have enough beans to be able to make a difference. All right, so one, you need to know castor bean is where the resin comes from. It is very, very toxic, and you have to handle them with a certain amount of care, but they definitely can be handled. And I'm gonna talk about a little bit about harvesting the castor bean for later making the castor oil. And when I decide to make the castor oil, I will show you. Now, this is not a process that I do on a regular. I just do it just because I want to know I can. But can I produce enough castor oil myself to even make a difference? I cannot. But I can actually turn the bean into the oil. For those of you who have enough property and enough time to be able to do that, I'll show you. All right, I know it's not shown a lot, but I will definitely get out there and show you. So let's show you a little bit about the castor plant and the castor bean. So fam, as you can see, this bloom that comes from the castor plant is absolutely beautiful. Not only is the bloom beautiful, look at these leaves. They are stunning. I mean, absolutely stunning. There's some of the more beautiful foliage that I have ever seen. And from what I'm told, there are more varieties with more colors. So some of them are just green, but I love mixing this color in my garden because it stands out so amazingly. As time goes on, the color of the bulbs will start to fade a little bit, and then they will eventually turn brown. When your flower buds stop to look like this is when you want to harvest. Like we said, the castor bean can be poisonous, so you definitely want to handle them with care. So I'm gonna show you exactly how I harvest my beans and what I do with them from that point. When your seeds are completely brown and dried, they will shortly just pop, and that will be projecting that seed off to another area so it can continue to grow. If you have kids and animals, that's something that you want to avoid. All right, so make sure you stay on harvesting your beans. All right, if you have a whole lot of property and you want them to continue to grow, then you don't have to be as vigilant. But you do not want those seeds laying around for your kids or for your animals to be picking up and playing with. So I would say, just for safety purposes, maybe put on some gloves when you're handling them. And we're finna go ahead and harvest a couple of them and show you how I do it. So guys, instead of actually grabbing the bean, I grab the stem that the beans are attached to, and I will clip them off. All right, so now I have a whole stem of beans. I have a croaker sack. Just drop my beans into that sack. Now, this serves a couple of purposes. It allows the bean to still get air, and it protects the bean as it decides to pop, and I won't get seeds expelled all over the place. So they won't mold in here, they get air, and it stopped them from being projected over the property. So we're gonna go ahead and continue to harvest the rest of these beans. So fam, once the buds or the flowers start to fade and some of them starts to turn brown, getting ready to pop, I didn't go ahead and harvest those. All right, so the ones that's not brown will eventually turn brown and start releasing the seed. So fam, if you look at this stem here, you can see where all these pieces have rotted off. That means the seeds have already popped and are now going to be plants for next year. So I'm going to have to be vigilant on that. All right, fam. So one thing you want to know about the castor bean plant is the fact that it grows extremely fast. So even those of you who live in shorter summer climates can actually grow this. This grew from a bean this fall, and now it's approximately 15 foot tall. Now they will start producing beans as short as 3-4 feet, but you can literally grow these in most climates. You just won't get as big of a plant, and you won't have it looking as beautiful for as long. But no doubt about it, you can grow it. This amazing plant will produce some beautiful flowers that look like this, that will then turn to this. So now I'm going to show you what the bean actually looks like. Each one of these pods have at least 4 seeds in them. All right. So we're going to take one off and we're going to open them up so you can see what they look like. And remember guys, generally if you handle these, you may feel some issues. So it is a dangerous seed. You don't want to play with them. All right. So as you open them up, you will get a seed. It is a very beautiful looking little seed, and each one of these compartments will have another seed in them. And like I said, if you leave it on the plant too long, the seeds will pop out and project in another part of your yard, and it may be in a part of your yard that you do not want these plants to grow. Now, I planted a couple of trees a couple years ago, and I got tons and tons of plants the year after. So I have to pull them up every year. I'm sure I already have seeds that are already projected out. That's probably gonna be one too, because I'm not. But this is what the seeds look like, guys, and these are the seeds that you will use to make the castor oil from. There is not a whole lot of information out there on how to grow your castor and how to process it and make oil. These are amazingly beautiful plants, guys. You can grow them just for these amazing, beautiful foliage. Or you can literally try to make your own castor oil. Now, we do it just because we like knowing the process of things. My wife and I, anything that we find, we want to know how we can do it also, because we want to be self-sufficient. If it ever came down to it, we can do it, and we bring y'all along with us so y'all can see how to do it also. So guys, I appreciate y'all for joining me. Till the next time.